going to learn how to do the provisional cast on. And what this does is it keeps the stitches live at the beginning of your work. So for example, here's an example where this is just a piece of scrap yarn that I have used. And when I take this out, I'll have live stitches back at the beginning of my project. And this is good if you want to do something like an infinity scarf or a cowl. So here's an example where I used it. And you can see this is the line right here. It just creates a really beautiful, almost invisible line when you join the beginning of your work with the end of your work. And you do that with the 3 needle bind off, which I'll show you how to do in another video. Here's a contrasting piece. This is one of the first pieces I ever knit. And with this, I used a whip stitch. And you can see it's not careful. I mean, it's not terrible. It's fairly careful, but it's not invisible. You know, this is really almost invisible. So to set this up, when you begin your project, instead of a different kind of cast on, you need to do what's called a provisional cast on. And you start with a piece of scrap yarn. So my real project is going to be in this blue, and I'm going to start with a scrap yarn in this red. And you need a crochet hook. First, you just tie a slip knot like usual. And then you're going to chain a few. And the way you chain, if you're not a crocheter, is you just wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and you kind of tilt the hook a little bit, makes it easier, and you pull it through. And now you just made one chain. So you're going to do that again. You wrap the yarn around, pull it through. If you're not going to be crocheting forever, the technique is less important than just that you're making some loops here. So you're going to just start by doing a few. And then you are going to take your knitting needle and you're going to lay your needle right beside your chains, and you're going to lay it on top of your working yarn. Okay? You're going to go over, you're going to crochet kind of around the knitting needle. Then you wrap the yarn around and you crochet another one. So these now become essentially your cast on loops, right? These are your loops to get started with your project. And you would cast on the number that you need for your work. So I'm going to cast on, let's say 9. Okay, and then when you've done that, you're just going to crochet a few more. Whoops. And then you cut your yarn. And then tie a knot in the end that you started with. Okay? That will just help you later. Okay, so then with your crochet hook, you just pull it all the way through that last one to tie that off. So now you have some stitches on your needle, and now you can just knit like usual. Okay? And this becomes your first row of your pattern after the cast on. And then from here, you're just working your pattern like usual. And when you get to the end, then you'll do the 3 needle bind off, and together that's what creates that really perfect edge. So that's really all there is to the provisional cast on.